At 7 a.m. this morning, right here on our nationwide 19th. And it's a story involving the South St. James Member of Parliament, Nikisha Burchell, who I have some time for because I think Nikisha Burchell has the trappings to be a good MP. But the South St. James Member of Parliament has put her foot in her mouth. She says the House Speaker, Juliet Holness, has been exhibiting control tendencies, similar to women who are able to control their husbands. So she has left the nation's parliament with her commentary, and she's gone into the home of the Speaker of the House of Representatives and that of the Prime Minister. Of course, you know her husband is the Prime Minister of the country, Andrew Holness. I'm going to play the clip for you. But Burchell says Mrs. Holness should not take her love or control to the parliament in her role as House Speaker. Listen to what Nikisha Burchell said in her own words.
I just think the speaker is, she likes to be in control. And I mean, that kind of control that perhaps you can get away with in a marriage if you want to control your husband, for example.
That's crazy.
You can't control grown people sent to parliament to represent their people. There is disorder and disrespect, but then there's also control. Because, you know, it's not a school mistress, that's not a school mom with children in a basic school. We were all elected and sent here.
Can you believe that, listeners? Viewers? Can you believe those words are coming from the mouth of a member of parliament directed towards the Speaker of the House of Representatives? I'm going to play it for you one more time, so you don't need to adjust your sets. These are words actually coming from a member of parliament about the sitting Speaker of the House. Play it again for me, Studio.
I just think the speaker is, she likes to be in control. And I mean, that kind of control that perhaps you can get away with in a marriage if you want to control your husband, for example.
That's crazy.
You can't control grown people sent to parliament to represent their people. There is disorder and disrespect, but then there's also control. Because, you know, it's not a school mistress, that's not a school mom with children in a basic school. We were all elected and sent there.
Do you know what is unfortunate, listeners and viewers? That if the speaker were a man, and it's unfortunate that this is a woman who is saying this, if the speaker were a man, Nikisha Burchell would not say those things about the speaker. That is also partly what is entirely unfortunate about this sordid episode. But Nikisha Burchell, unfortunately, has to be diagnosed with foot and mouth disease because she has put her foot in her mouth. How do you speak about the Speaker of the House of Representatives like that? This is how we begin, if we do not nip this thing in the bud, to reduce institutions and offices. And you know, these mistakes I find, Nora,
there are no mistakes.
Are very often made
no
on
mistake.
Some of these platforms that are meant to be populist, where they want to try to speak to the masses, as it were, a certain demographic grouping. And so they go onto these programs and they say anything at all that comes to their mouths. How did Nikisha Burchell get into the speaker's
bedroom
marriage? This is disrespectful, it is shameful, it is classless, and it is vulgar. And Nikisha Burchell would do well to withdraw and apologize. She would do well to withdraw and apologize. Absolutely no reason exists why Nikisha Burchell should have made those comments about the Speaker of the House. And why? Because the Speaker of the House is enforcing the parliamentary rules for the most part.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, me record something, brother.
Juliet Holness recently enforced Parliament's standing orders and cut short Birchall's attempt to begin her sectoral debate presentation in patois. Birchall criticized Holness during an episode of the podcast called The Fix, which was published this week. She denied calling the House Speaker a yamhead.
I was asking for planting materials for my farmers, and I was listing them, but she said I wasn't asking a question. So I was pointing out to her that yam head, when I said it, was actually a question. It was a question mark after the yam head. Yam head.
Okay.
But she's with that with every member of the opposition. Member?
The voice there of Nikisha Birchall. So
Is it a fighty girl now?
quite a laugh. But I have a bit of unsolicited advice for Nikisha Birchall. And let me look squarely into the camera while I give her this advice.
Yes, give him the papa.
Nikisha Birchall, come up to the gutter.
Jesus Christ.
That is my word of advice to you, because you've gone below the gutter with this one.
Mighty God.
Way below the gutter you've gone. So my advice to you is come up to the gutter and do not allow what could be a decent political career to be derailed by this kind of indecency. It is unbecoming of you, Nikisha Birchall. We must not, even if we are not pleased with the office holders, there's a certain respect that we must accord to the office at all times. And this falls below that bar, Nikisha Birchall. And I do hope that the Nikisha Birchall will withdraw and apologize with dispatch. This is Cliff Hughes Online. Break. Let's take a break now and come back with more.